and gentlemen, now, live on Slay Radio, at the holy frequencies of 6581 and 8580. Please welcome your show hosts Slaygon and Ziona.
So, hello everyone.
Hello.
We have slight difficulties with the Facebook stream, but we seem to be online on YouTube and on slayradio.org. I'm Ziona.
And I think I'm Slaygon.
You think you are Slaygon? You have no idea now because
No,
you were
not
so
right now.
stressed about the stream. So let us do a bit more introduction when he starts to sort out things here. So we came to say hello. And the first track, as you could get used to, is usually a special one. This track is made by Armandox and PsychNerD. And about PsychNerD, just so you know, his real name is Stefan. And he's a producer for Jean-Michel Jarre as well. So it's a cooperation between them. It's called Flakes. And yeah, I think I will let Slaygon now do whatever he has to do, and we will return. don't ruin it.
I'm done ruining it.
It's an excellent track. Thank you so much, Armandox, for sharing this with us. It was made by Armandox and PsychNerD, and PsychNerD is...
PsychNerD.
PsychNerD, sorry. Thank you. And PsychNerD is greeted by Armandox, obviously. So if he is listening, then hi. And not sure if it's only audio listening or video listening as well, what you do, because you can do both for about a month now, I think. We can say that. And definitely it's... still, we try to sort out the things as we...
It's work in progress.
Yeah, work in progress, but it's getting better and better. Let's hope so. And it's kind of weird that I have the Facebook stream on me, it looks like, and you just passed behind me, and you're already sitting there for a while. But yeah, never mind. There is a bit of delay. Let's hope that not between the sound and the picture. So, again, if you want to have more Armandox tracks, just so you know, armandox.com, and you can check his works out. So it's really worth it, because from time to time he shares previews, and not only previews, but ready-made works as well with us. And as you can hear, he does the music on quite a high level, so to speak. So
very nice.
Yeah, indeed. And what you can expect for today is we will have a very well-respected guest with us around 9, who is called LMan. And, well, I don't have to introduce LMan to anyone probably who is listening to us. But if I would have to, then, you know, Remix 64 hosting a lot of great remixes since like 2000, and the Miracle Man with SIDs recently, like in the latest 5 years, I believe. He really started to get into the magic of SID, and he does excellent tracks for music compose. Many times he wins with that, so not really a surprise.
Not very surprising at all.
Yeah, exactly. He did a lot for the 64 scene in many ways, and now he has a Kickstarter, and about that, mostly about that, will we talk today, I think, because we already interviewed him once, so I would not tire him with the same questions now, but this is what we are going to talk about after 9. And still, we might introduce you some tracks that you haven't heard of. And also, we have, do we have now requests and requests as well? Because we had some problem with the requester at the start, but Slaygon, we still don't have any requests in, and several people requested songs. So I think there is a bug with the requester today.
If you reload the page.
Okay, I did.
I just sent in a test request.
Okay.
So it does work, obviously.
Obviously. Now it works.
Testing 2.
Anyway.
And refresh. Yeah, from IRC. So it does work.
Okay.
So
well,
now you can request. Head over to slayradio.org and go to Live Make Request.
Yeah, it appears that whatever you did before 8 didn't work out, and usually we have
didn't do anything.
Not you, the listeners. So all of you who are listening, whatever you did or might have done before 8 didn't arrive to us for some odd reason. I don't know why.
Throw them back in there.
Yeah. So just go ahead, and of course we will wait for those. I will dig up those that I remember, and we also have Prequest. Yes, we could get used to. Yeah, Lala, who might not be listening yet because he claimed he will have meetings at this time, obviously in a different time zone, but definitely we will pass his greetings to LMan as well later on, and he had 2 requests for today. We will play the first one, which is Scroll Machine Fifth Dream About Happiness by LMan.
My old ringtone. I used to have it for years and years and years.
Ah, great.
It's perfect.
Okay.
It cuts through any type of noise anywhere.
Ah, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is what a ringtone has to do. So,
Indeed.
yeah, keep up with us, people. More to come. LMan and Scroll Machine.
You have entirely frozen on the stream now.
Yeah, I'm totally frozen.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Is it?
Well, I don't know if it's interesting. That might be the entirely wrong word, but yeah, funny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also funny, not really funny. at all.
but we are doing better, right? Are we?
I define better.
Well, maybe Facebook is not having the bugs now. Maybe.
Yeah, it did at the start, so I had to kind of force it manually. So I have no idea what it's doing, and now one of the cameras has frozen, which is your
mine.
camera there.
Great.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna just unplug the fucker and plug it straight back in. See.
Plug and pray.
Yeah, exactly.
It will work
So,
at one point.
Who knows? Maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe. Let's do that. Oh, look
Okay.
at that.
Look at that. Well, I cannot look there.
yeah,
I don't see
that's
it.
True.
But
That's true.
hang on a minute. Oh, I can see only you now on the screen.
I know.
So now, people, you can see Slaygon. Meanwhile, I'm talking. That's way better, I think. So,
Hold on.
holding on.
All right. There. I managed to kick its ass. So it is now working,
Yeah.
kind of, maybe. Fuck. This is horrible. And frame rate is like down to bottom levels. It's probably like 5 frames a second or some shit.
Well, eventually
Jesus
we will get there at one point with this setup. Meanwhile, you are struggling there. I'm just sharing with everyone that I'm glad to announce I received the Matt Grace CDs finally. And if you haven't confirmed your address for him yet, because it's been a while since he launched the reformations, and of course he wanted confirmations from the people that the address is still the same. Obviously mine wasn't, so that was the case, and it arrived, and it was I suppose it was very fast from the time of postage, because before that I discussed with him just for a short while. So came with airmail, and it's nice and good looking. So yeah, I recommend you for everyone who did not confirm the address for Matt yet, that you write an email to him, or maybe you can write on Facebook or on Kickstarter as well, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Facebook or wherever, email. I think you have his email in every Kickstarter mail that goes out.
Yeah, exactly. You can answer to that if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because he sent the update from those. So just so you know, it's quite fast from the time of the postage. And what do we have here on our plate? Obviously another LMan track lined up, obviously. And this time the requester is SIDChip, and he asked, hello Ziona, can you play LMan Vortex Chillout mix? Yes, I can. Slaygon also can, but it won't be audible if he plays anything now.
Well, we can play it through the microphone, but that would be crap.
Yeah.
Even crappier than the frame rate on the video.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. No, we won't do that. So yeah, we will definitely play this for you. And I think there might be still more LMan requests to come.
Oh, you think?
Oh, I think. I have an intuition now. Vortex Chillout mix made by LMan. And LMan and Armandox mostly are talking on the channel about the fact that how interesting it can be that some old albums or tracks are still sounding okay-ish or great, but others you just feel like, oh my god, how could I have released this? So
yeah, some things just don't age well.
yeah, there are tracks that are aging better than others.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's like with humans, right? Not everyone is the same lucky, but everyone can have his or her own advantages by aging. So yeah, that's how it works.
Is it now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's good.
Oh. And Jeruntel sent a very interesting link. Starring the computer, it's a page, starringthecomputer.com, where they actually give you examples from movies, probably where computers were like shown, especially retro computers, I guess so, but since I have an overview only, you can check it out yourself. So and if there's anything specific that I'm not mentioning here, you can mention it to us later on. So starringthecomputer.com. Wow, cool. So thank you for that. I might be able to answer later on in written form as well, but now we are talking. Now we are talking, right? Oh, and you are also checking the page there on Facebook.
It's your computer.
Oh, it's my computer. Thank
Yes.
you. Okay. Right. Then I have to get back to the page. Let me know, because
No, it's gone now.
I can have any sort of private conversation on my screen, and now he can just reach it. So that's how it works now.
Yeah, during the live shows at least.
Yeah, now we will invade each other's private sphere here, as you do. Anyway, we have still little time ahead to show some nice things here, and also to play some requests. And Grigul is with us again. Nice to see you again, Grigul.
I'll show a nice thing.
Yeah, right.
Ta-da!
That's
and that's the remote control for the audio system here. That's kind of nice.
I also have one on the screen.
Yes,
Haha.
you do.
So you are not the only one having the remote.
Shut up or I'll mute you.
Yeah, we mute each other, and then there won't be any show. Never mind. So Grigol wants to hear Double Density RKO edit by PARALAX. Haven't heard it for a while, he said. Okay.
Blinky, 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 blink, 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 blinky, blink, 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 blink.
You have to narrate those songs, all of them, right?
Well, especially that one, but anyway.
Anyway. Hi.
Hi.
Hi again. Hi.
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 Double density commercial. And Grigor's request. And I kind of decided to introduce something here, which we received due to the kindness of Uctumi, who released fairly recently an album. It's a SID album, and I would say it's quite a good and melodic one. So you can look him up. He's from Argentina, by the way, and they organize demo parties as well, just so you know. So, and he also made some nice remixes to RKO. So he looks like he joined the scene like in the latest years, but he also participated on the last X party in the last year. And yes,
and you did an interview with him.
Yes, and there will be at one point, probably at the first anniversary of the last X party, there will be a podcast. And certainly it will be aired on Slay Radio, I think, as the announcement. And after that, everyone can download it, of course. And I will upload it on Mixcloud as well. So that's the plan. And of course, since X Party is happening every second year, maybe it would be great actually just to have something like memories from the previous year around October, November, when usually the party happens. So that's what I decided about, because I was keep pushing back to prepare this thing, but now we have way more materials like before, so it will be probably a twice as long podcast than before.
Mm-hmm. Than the previous one, you mean?
Yeah, the previous one was not even an hour long, I think, when I cut it. So yeah, you can just expect that later on. And the album of Uctumi is called Pop Sids. It's really full of cheerful songs, I'd say. And this particular one that I decided to play is the second track, which is called Miracle Room. So Martin, dance furiously in the living room kitchen. Miracle Room by Uctumi from the album Pop Sids, and he has a Bandcamp site, so you can check him out.
Seeds.
Pop. Did you just pop a bottle?
Pop Seeds.
Pop Sids, yeah, indeed. Nice. And guess what? We have LMan requests. For some reason. I don't know why.
I do not understand.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. Everyone just wants him. That's it. So it very much looks like Martin, who furiously dances in the living room kitchen most of the times, also wants to hear a classic from LMan from 2015. First new true classic. This is what he said about Hi-Fi Sky. And at that point, LMan was already a member of Multistyle Labs. You know, Jammer is also a member of Multistyle Labs. They have a few great guys, actually. And LMan claimed about this song that in this song, you are listening to 2 SID channels plus 3 Digi channels. It was created simultaneously on several cross-platform tools. So Propeller had a Reason for sound and chord design, Audacity to chop samples, Cheese Cutter for SID composing, Open MPT, oh my god, it's been a while since I used it, for more sample editing and sample-based composing using the mod format. And Oxymod tool, wow, I don't even know that. So well, he really created something great with that, and the release date of this song seems to be 2015, and he will correct me if I'm wrong, but it very much looks like. So I think we can definitely play this song, and soon we can welcome him on air as well. And
play it, Sam. Play it again.
I'm trying to play. And weirdly enough, it doesn't want to. Hang on a minute.
Is that have you clicked the actual play button?
I'm actually
the play button. No, the play button, not beside it. Thank you.
Yes, and you can shout into my ears, but still it's not playing.
Yeah, but all I saw you clicking around it, not on it.
I don't know what's going on.
I think you can find that on YouTube.
I will, and definitely I'm going to do that now. And I just want to make sure, exactly, that it's... I don't know why it's not working, actually, because it should start to play.
Was that on LMan's homepage, or...?
Yeah. But here it is, I guess. So that beautiful little ditty, and it was also played for Lala, just so you know, because he also requested it as a request. So, and
great tune.
Yeah, exactly. And as I see so far, that is the amount of people. Martin requested it even twice, so he really wanted to hear this. And later on, there might be some people joining later who will realize that we already played the song. It usually happens with the most favorite songs or the most classic ones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it appears that slowly we approach 9, where we usually, after our warm-up hour, getting into the depths of the evening. And now still we have some requests, it looks like, and we might play one or two maybe after we spoke with LMan still, but I guess during we speak, mostly we will introduce the new songs from his album that is coming on vinyl as the Kickstarter project. And yeah, you can definitely get it in 2 forms as well. If you want the vinyl part, it's there is a deluxe edition, very nice looking graphics on printed on the vinyl, and there is a simple one. How exactly it's called? I have to look that up.
Regular one, I guess.
The regular vinyl as well. And the cartridge, and you have to look that up. Definitely we will provide the URL soon when he joins us for the chat. And the Master of Cowbells is also listening, it looks like. And he wants to hear Sonic Wanderer and Great Giana Sisters Pedal to the Metal Distortion remix. So here comes Sonic Wanderer for you. what a nice entering here, Slaygon. He just arrived back. And I think that now that we have our sensitive microphones, you can still hear while the toilet is refilling the water in the bathroom. Sorry about that.
No, it's got a noise gate, so should be fine.
Does it? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I can imagine. No, maybe they didn't hear anything, but just so you know. Yeah, just on time, right before we have LMan on there. As you should. As you should do that. And we have a nice classic request again. Then this is even earlier, way earlier than our other classic Hi-Fi Sky. It was also very requested. And it's LMan and Sunflower and Follow Me Back in Time. I think it kind of sort of became a hymn of the community.
Yeah, it did for a while. Because it's a good song. And also it's Giana Sisters. And also it's LMan. So yeah.
Giana Sisters?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of
the
Keep
previous
the
one.
Scene Alive. Yeah. Sorry.
Almost. Yeah, that's also a hymn. That's definitely.
Sorry, I'm a bit confused.
Keep the
As
scene
always.
alive. Yeah. I know. Lick Slaygon. I know.
Yeah, please don't.
That's not
I'm
the one.
apparently salty.
Oh, yeah. But that one that we are talking about, that's...
Yes, I realize that now.
Exactly.
Sorry, my bad.
Thank you. So, Grigol, thank you for requesting this little ditty. And hang on a minute, because I prepared my classic favorite of that, but his request was the trance version. Oh, now we are in a problem. No, not for long, probably, because we definitely have this here. He wanted to hear the trance sample free version of that. So here it comes, and after the song we will be here with LMan. So Oh, yeah. There we go. So, LMan and Sunflower, follow me, Trance sample free. And Grigul asked, and who is Sunflower? I believe that LMan has to answer this question. We know the answer, but it's better if he shares.
Yeah, well, of course, Sunflower was then my girlfriend and is now my wife. And she's listening, by the way.
Oh,
and,
Hello, Natasha.
yeah.
Nice.
That's
So, welcome on air again.
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for joining us again. And, let's start with how do you feel? I can see that you are getting backed during the show as well. And you actually reached the Kickstarter goal, but still there are 21 days to go. So,
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
So
I didn't realize that there was new backings during the show, but of course I can take this opportunity to thank everyone who's listening and who backed the project. This means really a lot to me. Thank you very much.
and I'm pretty sure that it will mean a lot to them as well. The vinyls are looking great on the pictures, and we agreed with Slaygon that we will have both of them. So he orders one and I ordered the other, so we will have both of them just for the collection.
That's great.
So
so we can put them on the wall over here.
On the wall. No way.
Fantastic. That's really great.
And how great that we have two vinyl players as well. So
It's a must-have.
yeah, indeed.
Yeah, vinyl is so much fun.
Absolutely.
Really is.
Are you a vinyl geek, by the way?
I didn't used to be one. We had the C64 vinyl tribute last year made by SIDChip. You know, the record
Okay.
he made in autumn, the blue one.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he asked several C64 musicians if they want to be featured on the album, and of course no one would say no to that. And I definitely didn't say no to, and I had the MOS-Techno-Logy track ready, and I gave it to him for the record. And so I had this record and no record player, but fortunately a friend gave us his old record player from the 80s. It's quite a nice player.
Oh.
And so we listened to the record, and eventually we dug out my old records from my youth, and we listened to that. And then we went to the record store, and now we have hundreds of records here because you can get 80s records damn cheap.
Yeah.
It's that cheap, and you can get them in pretty good condition.
Yeah. And also
it's
you
a
can
great hobby.
Also, you can get like very unique pieces, so then they kind of have a price as well. So not everything is cheap, I believe, and it also matters where they are fabricated, like where they were produced. I think matter of country.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but it's listening to vinyl. You underestimate this is. If you haven't done it for a long time, I just urge you to try it, everyone, because the physical sensation of picking up a record, taking it out of the sleeve, put there, you put the needle down. It's so different from listening to digital stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's why I love it.
It's great fun.
That is very
Awesome, Mr. Hubbard.
Double. It's very nice.
And just a technical interruption here, Slaygon, I'm talking to LMan right now. So now I'm looking at LMan, but I'm looking at the listeners as well. Where should I look? What's the best? Actually, I don't know. It's like so confusing, so many screens.
Well, in the corner, bottom right corner of your camera, they can actually see LMan on your laptop a little bit.
Right, okay. So they will know why am I not looking at the camera.
Exactly.
That feels more comfortable face to face. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, we are kind of doing this video call progression for the first time, I think now. So,
What an honor.
Elman, you are the first on air with a video.
Yeah,
with us.
pop the guest cherry, so to speak.
Guest cherry.
Fantastic. That's really great.
Oh, and when was the idea of this Kickstarter born in your head? Because this
Yeah,
certainly...
well, of course, it was then. I received the kit, and Christian SIDChip sent a recording to me, and I asked a good friend, Thomas Dettert, to make a video recording of it, because by then I didn't have a record player on my own, and he made the video recording of which I put on YouTube. And just by putting it on YouTube, it sold a lot of records, and he something-ish.
Wow.
And they sold out within a couple of days, or nearly sold out. So that was the moment when I thought it might be the right time to make an own project with exactly that, with techno stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, anyone who would go to the clubs in the 90s, into techno clubs, would dream of making his own techno record. So
Yeah.
now I get the opportunity, and that's great. It's just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's considering especially that it's 3 channels techno. It's unbelievable
Yeah, and it
sometimes.
sounds awesome.
And it really sounds
Yeah.
like it's way more sometimes. And
You got to find your niche,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
And you really have found your niche with these new style SIDs.
Yeah, I consider myself very lucky with that.
so it might be even a more of a long-term thing. So this seemed to work out well, right? Because it's not only founded, you are already over your goal, but still there are like 21 days to go, and I'm pretty sure that several people want to have this record in physical form. So it might be not your last attempt.
Probably not, yes. That's true.
Great. Okay. Even better. So, if we would want to hear the first song from it, which one would you start with? Because
Why
I
not
have...
start with MOS-Techno-Logy?
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So excellent. I definitely prepare it. And people, if you haven't heard any previews yet, MOS-Techno-Logy, here it goes. MOS-Techno-Logy. And since we used it as an introduction to the entire thing, could you tell just a few words about this specific song? Because I think this is one of the main introductional songs to the album.
Yeah, okay. This specific song was a technical new idea. Because we were for years now discussing a way if it would be possible to make a looping engine in the sound engine.
Okay.
Like like the stuff Rein does.
Mm-hmm.
Record and record over and record over.
Yeah.
And we sometime early course. So and then I discussed it with Jeroen. And he said, it must be possible like this. I said, no, it's not possible like this. And we made the math. And while I did make the math to show him it's not possible, I got another idea that would make it possible. And I related this to Uwe, and he said, yeah, this could work. And he programmed it in no time. So in this particular song, we have, it's like... yeah, four kick drums of loop buffer, and you can record stuff on top of each other. This, of course, predestined for this kind of music.
Wow! And
that was it started as a test tune for this new technology.
That is so cool.
Absolutely. And you don't really hear that it's a SID. It's like absolutely. You are kind of mastering now this ability that you do SIDs that doesn't sound like SIDs at all.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are stuck in the soundscape that the Maniacs of Noise established in the late 80s. Mm-hmm. The kicks and the snares, it always sounds the same-ish,
Yeah.
But you've got a real synthesizer with the SIDChip, and you can do a lot of things with it, especially with the new chip where the filter is actually stable and usable and sounds the same on all the machines. You can do a lot of stuff with that. And as I've told in the other interview, like people like Jammer and Jeff and TBB and whatever, AMG, all those guys made music that didn't sound like SID. Mm-hmm. And it's very inspiring, and I urge everyone to try new stuff with it, experiment, and of course the sample thing is another world.
Mm-hmm.
Where you always, if you used to play samples on a 64, it always used to be very rough and crispy because you don't have a high sample rate, and that's not different here. But the technology that got invented in 2007 by Sound Demon to play a sample on the SID voice made it possible to apply a filter to it, the SID's filter. And by that way, you can filter away the crispy roughness of the samples and make it sound smooth.
Yeah.
Of course, you lose all the treble, but you've got two more SID voices left where you can put on overlays and bring the treble back, and that's why it sounds so hi-fi, even if it isn't.
Right. Amazing. Yeah. Wow.
That's of course the reason why the song is named Hi-Fi Sky. That was the first song I tried this on, and I had the idea how to do that from listening to a Jammer tune. It was Still Floating, and he has this section in that tune that goes wow 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 wow. It's a chord with the filter applied, and I said to him, dude, you gotta make a tune which is from start to finish filtered.
Wow.
To take away the sample crispiness. And he said, well, you can try it on your own. I said, what, I can try it on my own? Yeah, he's this guy, Uwe THTM. He does the engine. Talk to him. And I did, and that's made Hi-Fi Sky.
Wow, okay. So that was in a sort of way, it was a start of something new.
Yes,
and
it was.
I need the charger here, just a minute. Because we really got low on battery very fast.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose LMan over there.
No. We don't want to lose you. Yeah, so...
People are saying, I want that editor, so where is it?
It is not an editor. It is not an editor. But I'll tell you what it is. It is a tool where you can take a SID that you do in either Goat Tracker or Cheese Cutter. In that SID, you have to leave the third channel empty to make room for the samples. So it's basically a 2-channel SID tune. And in that SID tune, the filter there's only one filter for all the oscillators, and you can control on which channel the filter works. So on the 2 remaining channels, you have to control the filter for the third channel, where the samples will eventually play. And then you take your favorite Pro Tracker compatible mod editor, and you make the sample part in that. So during composition, there's no way to play both parts simultaneously. So you have to use some kind of imagination how it will eventually sound together. And then you save the stuff, and the mod part is not a full Pro Tracker tune. Usually it's like one channel with full Pro Tracker abilities and 2 restricted channels. And the third channel usually doesn't even have a melody but a fixed frequency, because of course you have to play this on a C64. It's amazing that this works at all. So you have to make this crippled Pro Tracker mod, and you load the SID and the mod into that tool, and it spits out an executable C64 program.
I think one of the biggest challenges, as it sounds like, to sync the mod and the SID's tempo, at least. It's because there are things...
That is not a problem at all, because the tempo is fixed with the frame rate and to the video signal, That's why most of the tunes are C64 tunes usually are most of them are 125 BPM, because that syncs to the frame rate. And the tempo commands for Amiga and C64 for that reason are identical, and you can just put them onto each other and it fits.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go, folks. Go and do your own SIDs now. It's that simple.
That's simple, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, well, but the tool is not released because we've discussed it on the RSC earlier, because it was the first version of the tool was made in 2007, I think, and they released it with Fanta in Space. I don't know if do you know the track?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to release it because they feared a flood of cheap mod conversions streaming on the C64.
Yep.
And another aspect is that the tool is not intuitive to use. You have to make a lot of settings, and I always had to ask Uwe what settings I had to make. I couldn't figure out on my own, because one setting is wrong, the program won't render. So
wow.
But the release was now planned for like a longer time, and we thought because Uwe and SIDChip, they're both on the team for the vinyl project.
Okay.
Uwe will code the music disc that accompanies it and the cartridge thing, and SIDChip will oversee the production and mastering process, as he did with the other vinyl, because he's experienced and he has a great recording setup to record the SIDs. And we are in the team, and we discussed if we reach the project goal, we will use this as a great opportunity to release the tool finally.
Oh, that is excellent.
And THCM plans to release it at Nordlicht demo party. And
when is that?
That's some kind midsummer, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Germany, I guess.
Yeah, he has to make it a bit more intuitive and put presets in there so it's actually usable, better usable.
Improve the UX of the tool.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Okay. And will you go to that party?
No, I think I won't.
Oh.
I won't, no.
Ah, okay. But you certainly were at revision, right?
Yes. What a
And
blast.
You certainly won 1 or 2 music composed there.
One. One.
Yeah,
First
one,
place,
sorry,
one.
exactly.
Yeah. I won the fast music competition, which I never thought I'd win. And I got second in the old school competition.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I knew that you were in the top of at least 2 music competitions. I'm sorry that only the second, but not the first. But certainly, we played several tracks from you in the revision music kind of show that we did like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere like that. Yeah, and. There is Deep Kiss, which you also provided as part of the album, and it's called Revision Edit here, as I see. So, did you change anything for the vinyl, or will it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Of course, for parties, a track cannot be that long. There are rules usually limiting the length of a track, and I prefer to keep my compo tunes with a short length. So this is, as you would say, a radio mix of the track.
Yeah.
And for the vinyl, I want DJ friendly tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be a certain length, like 6 minutes, and build up slowly and go down slowly, so the DJ can actually work with that in a mixing setup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Which, if you take the revision cut, it ends abruptly, which is really bad for a DJ. You would probably not put it in his mix because of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or you will have all of a sudden transition.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay. So how about playing this track and showing it to the public who haven't heard it yet? Well, not the people who were at revision, but maybe who haven't heard our show, for instance. So here it comes. Yeah.
Excellent.
How nicely it even slowed down and everything. Yeah, and there's an extended edit of this song, so that will be on the vinyl then, if I understand you correctly. Right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the club edit, I think it was called, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nearly finished, and I will do longer versions of the 4 tracks I'm advertising in the campaign. They will all get the long treatment.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So all
unfortunately, I initially I planned to have 8 club long remixes on the record, but it wouldn't fit because of physical limitations. So I will have six club length tracks and 2 short ones.
Okay, that's reasonable too. So the 2 short ones are the bonus tracks or something like that.
Something like that.
The B-side.
Yeah, and maybe we can look for a moment the pledges as well, since for 10 euros you have digital downloads. So in case you feel like you have too many digital things to play with, or you are moving very often, maybe digital download will work for you as well. But if you go a little higher up, then for 26 euros already you can get a plain back vinyl, and only for 2 euros more there is the vinyl album SIDChip Club, and this is the yellow one, right?
Have to have the yellow one.
Yes, that's the special looking yellow one. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's the one you see on the video, or something similar it's gonna be when it's done.
And it's perfect to show off even if you are a DJ. I think it looks so cool.
Yeah, well, I noticed that someone mentioned to me that you need to have a black record in the club environment, because if you put the needle down, you have to see where the grooves are, and if you got the yellow and black pattern, you go crazy. So that's when we started offering the black record.
Okay, that's a good point.
DMC on Facebook asks how to back 2 vinyls.
Just get in touch and we sort that out.
All right, so a message on Kickstarter, I guess.
Yeah, just send me a message on Kickstarter or Facebook or anywhere you like.
Yeah.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
And
we are a small company.
So, I wanted to share with you Lala's appreciation and message for you for a while now.
Okay.
So, well, here comes my question to Markus. Actually, it's a request. You are an incredibly talented man in multiple forms of art. I admire your work a lot, and you are a highly respected singer. Could you please share with me just a tiny piece of just one of your talents? I don't think you would miss it a lot, but it would be a big help to me. Thank you. Also, I know I don't say this enough, so let me grab this opportunity to say that I really appreciate all you do to keep Remix64.com going. Thank you, Markus.
Wow. Wow, that's nice. Thanks, Lala. Thank you very much.
We have to ask
and
him.
Likewise, you won the Lifetime Achievement Award in February, and you deserve that as well. So, thanks to you.
Yeah, he's a really active commenter, and he did a few remixes as well, and he was always there with constructive critics for everyone, I think. And we would only have to ask him which talent he wants to get shared. Like
he's a badass at tying knots.
Yeah, it's like, do you want the photographic talent of making pencil drawings, or do you want the Sid magician talent, or the musician, or the remixer talent? You can just choose your side. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Do you have anything more to share with us that we don't know of, maybe?
Yeah, well, if I share my knowledge as good as I can. If people ask me how I do skin tones or how I make the sounds in the SID, I usually share. So that's the best I can do. Share my knowledge to the best I can.
I think it's an amazing
That's great.
thing, because there are several people who might think that they are afraid to share because then they won't be the only ones. But I think someone who is really certain about his or her knowledge just shares it, because that's the way how it is. So
Yes, that's right.
And Choter says, paint a song for me.
Paint the song, yeah. Why not?
that would
why
work
not?
too. Do you have synesthesia? You know, that kind of thing when you see the sound, or you see colors when you listen to a music.
Yes, I used to. I do that. Yeah, I have that.
How cool is that? I have that too.
Yeah, that's cool. I always had when I was a child. You know, I said this music is green and this one is blue.
And no one understands you,
people
right?
would go like,
Crazy people.
No one understood you, and it's so confusing. It's like they don't get it. It's just
yeah, they don't get it.
oh, so great. Slaygon, you did not have this trait, right?
No, I have a similar thing. I kind of see moods.
You see moods.
Yes.
Oh,
Not feel moods, but I see them.
so how do you see the mood in the studio right now here with LMan?
Well, I don't have a piece of music playing. Well, I do have the backing track, but
Okay. Yeah, I know. I tried to make it cheerful. The backtrack, at least. Oh, well.
yeah, cheerful is not my
Actually,
favorite mood.
I do pick the color schemes for my tracks I put on YouTube. Kind of like I hear them, I see them. You know?
Oh, okay. Great. Then we can check that out as well.
Yes.
How LMan sees the sound. It can come in handy in Renoise, where sometimes I do music occasionally. You can color the channels, and that's so great.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have your own settings, and then if you have your own colors, you recognize more your instruments that you used. So that's so
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Open mod plug tracker is not pretty, but it's so damn usable. It has so many great features. I love to work in it.
So you liked to use Modplug Tracker?
Oh yes, I like it a much, very much, because once you find out all the things it can do, it makes editing so much easier and faster.
Oh.
But it is not pretty.
Yeah, I never could make friends with it. I tried several times, but for some reason it doesn't work for me that much. But I guess it's like a matter of personal preference. So.
Yeah, well, I talked to Saga Musics, who codes it, and he said, yeah, it's kind of deliberate. He's happy with that, with the Windows look, with the classic Windows look.
Yeah, and actually it was really nice when it came out. I remember, because every other tracker was under DOS still, and it was like a struggle, because when Windows got like stronger and they started not to use DOS anymore, then we were struggling as well with fast tracker and impulse tracker and such, and you couldn't use it anymore. So then it was a really nice transition, but for some people it worked better, for some people it worked less. So
yes,
yeah, indeed,
preference, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
DMC asks, is there anything you're absolutely bad at?
Remembering things.
Oh, what kind of things?
Words and shit.
my pen or something like that. Organizing things is not my strength, and I cannot catch a ball. Now it's out. Yeah.
So you were bad at ball games.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. Well, there's something in common then. I was bad too. That's good.
Right.
Okay, there is a remix that I would love to play, actually, and it was made by our lovely Italian fella, DHS, right? And
Yes, exactly.
could you say a few words about that to introduce it?
Yeah. I was a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to Carlo on the chat, and he, from the kindness of his heart, offered me to make a remix of one of the tracks for the album, which will be available exclusively for the backers within the digital release. And that was really sweet of him, and the remix is awesome. I like it very much. And since then, some others have jumped on the bandwagon and will supply remixes. One of them is T.O.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and
Nice, yeah.
definitely looking forward to his remix and the other remixes that will eventually follow.
If Theo does that, it should be something Goa related or trance, that for
Most
sure.
likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Astral projection or infecting mushroom type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
It's really great.
Absolutely. And he's a fella.
He's a fella, yeah,
Yeah.
a jolly fella.
That he is. I think
Yeah.
she meant Hungarian.
Yeah, Hungarian fella. Living
Oh,
in
yeah, that-
Germany,
that
by the
too,
way.
yeah.
So, yeah, he lives in Germany,
yes.
but technically.
We talked a lot at Revision. And,
Right, of course.
Yeah,
He's always
I
there.
was hanging out with a lot of the Hungarian fans, with Vincenzo and Ed Hallon
Right.
and some others. Yeah, all fellas of yours.
Yeah, indeed. And so THS decided to do this remix, and Herastrau remix. Wow, what does that mean? I mean, if it would be 2 R's, then it would be Her, and then I would understand it. But this is Techno-Logy-DHS Herastrau remix. That's how it's called. So
I think.
you think, okay, so we don't know the meaning of the name of the remix, but
Well, I don't know the meaning. I don't know.
okay.
Ask DHS.
Yeah, indeed.
You need to ask him.
At one point we will ask him. So,
It's kick-ass remix. That what matters.
okay,
Exactly.
so let's
Who
check
cares
it
what
out.
it's called? Just play it.
Yeah. So DHS Herastrau remix of LMan's MOS-Techno-Logy, so to speak. And we got listener questions as well, just so you know. And if anyone feels like now I have an opposite request like I usually have. If you have questions, please share them on Slay Radio channel if you can, or maybe on Facebook, which Slaygon observes at the moment.
Or YouTube. And by the way, we have a YouTube channel, so go ahead and like it. youtube.com/Slay Radio. Because apparently that is the only place out of these video stream things that actually work with notifications and streaming.
Facebook sometimes decides to work too, but it's up to Facebook if it works or not. So we cannot really affect this for some odd reason. I don't know why, but SIDChip has a question. Given that he uses OpenMPT, has he checked out the example song SIDChip No Mercy, and was he surprised he can actually look how I did it? Have you checked out the example song?
I'm afraid I haven't, I must admit.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Very sorry.
SIDChip.
But I will.
Yeah, but he was involved with the Modpack Tracker for a while. I think he was helping in the development and maintenance. So yeah, I think that was partially the reason also why he asked. And
awesome. I will check it out.
Yeah, he does nice remixes too, if you know his name. So. And Spawatch says, "Hi guys, do I really have to reiterate this question?" This is what he usually does, yeah. As usual, I would love to learn what was our guest's first car and or would be his dream car. Cheers. Spawatch, you might have asked this like 2 years ago, I think, when Alan was on the interview. Maybe you forgot, but I'm not sure.
Maybe he wasn't
listening.
Yeah,
I think I answered that one last time around. That I have no favorite car. I'm not the car kind of guy.
No. Yeah.
If it has a SID player in it, it's alright.
And
Jason Parker on Facebook says, "My wife is baking a cake in the kitchen for our youngest daughter. Daughter's third birthday tomorrow. She's listening in to Slay Radio for the first time. Can you ask LMan to say hello, Isabel?"
Hello, Isabel. I hope you'll be having a fantastic birthday.
Oh.
All the best to you.
Hello, Isabel. Very nice.
Hello, Isabel.
Hi.
Cute.
And just back to SIDChip for a little while. He says that he was mostly helping with web design and hosting.
All right.
The project, so not directly the development, but yeah, that's also something.
Yeah, cool. It's a small world in the scene.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, next year maybe we should attend revision as well, I think.
You think?
Definitely should.
I think we definitely should, yeah.
Have you been to revision before?
I have not.
I have been at Breakpoint, but it's been a while since, and I really enjoyed it. I just didn't make it since. There was always something coming up, probably that's why, but it's certainly one of the best demo scene events ever.
Yes, it is. It's just fantastic atmosphere and everything. Awesome.
Oh, you could actually share some of your experiences from there, because then, just so everyone knows, LMan is always there, almost always, since it's not that far for him.
Well, it was my second time, and Friday was fun because I was attending the fast music compo, so I was busy the evening, and it's so fucking loud in there. Because when the official events were over, I thought, okay, now we will get some quiet in here. They will be starting sub parties at the tables, you know. The guys have their audio set up, and that was really loud, and I could barely make out my own audio. So I'm happy it turned out quite okay.
How much time did you spend with that song?
I started at 8, and there were some breaks because when there were shows on the live coding events, it was just too loud. You couldn't work at all. But I was finished between 2 and 3.
Okay, and what I liked about that song actually, that everyone tried to remix the main revision song, but the roots were kind of the same, and you created something completely different out of it. So that was the amazing thing about it, and I think that's why it also won, because after hearing the same melodies and the same structure again and again in different interpretations, something refreshing.
Yeah, it did get a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
Yes. There were actually people were leaving the hall in the middle of the compound. So, but the organizers realized that, and they will probably change the rules for next year.
Yeah, it was really like an earworm, even the original song. And if you keep it repeating, then
everyone aboard. Let's get ready for revision. Yeah, but it was fun. And of course, you meet a lot of people. That's the same at every party, basically. But that was great. And one story I want to share about the revision: when I went to the waffle stand outside at night, because the food trucks are there, all night until 3 or 4 something ish. And I talked to the waffle lady who is they are usually at fun fairs and other events, and I said, you guys were here last year, and said, yeah, we will always love to be at revision because it's the most friendly kind of folks. We see a lot of folks in all kinds of events, and there is no other event where the people are so decent as in the demo scene.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because
that's very nice.
She said there was never any trouble, even if people are drunk. There's never violence or
Well, they get waffles.
Unpleasant experience.
Why would you get violent when you get waffles?
That's very true. That's very true. But I wanted to share this so people in the demo scene realize that there are special people in that way as well. I love that, really.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. Actually, that's usual trait. When was the first demo scene party that you visited?
If you count Back in Time Live, that was that.
Oh, okay.
Birmingham. And then with Sunflower, together with Sunflower, in London and Birmingham. And once again in London in 2007, or I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then my first party was Evoke. Because, John Slaygon, sorry, Ziphoid used to make a radio there for SceneSet, and it's just around the corner. And he said, "Come on over. You have got to come over. I'm here doing radio." I said, "Okay, I will come." So I just wanted to say hello, And I didn't buy a ticket. He let me in, so I just say hello. And I got into the hall, and it's dark, and it's a great hall, and there's all those computers and the creativity crackling in the air, and so. Then I realized I have to get here more often, and that was 2012, I think. And when you go there, you have to bring stuff. And eventually I got to the C64 stuff, and then I went to Nordlicht and X-Party.
And that's how it all started. You and the being Sid magician thing.
Yeah. So you get hooked on the stuff, and you got to go there.
Okay, and how is Sunflower doing with all those stuff and parties? That goes with you sometimes, or?
She would love to, but we have 3 kids, and one of them is like 3 years old.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have anybody else to take care of them, so she has to stay, but she would love to go. She would love to go. And eventually, if the kids are older, she will come along. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And speaking of which, we have a track called My Life here, which, by the way, the channels you also provided And about that we might talk later, I think, after we've shown this track, if you are not against it. So how do you feel about playing this track right now?
Yes, good idea.
Okay, so...
It was my entry for X Party.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Oh my God, you are releasing so many things. It's like very hard to keep track with all those.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So after the track, we will share more details.
Nice one.
Over and out.
Yeah, and please remind me, did you win the compo with this?
No, I
No,
came in third.
Jesus, impossible.
But I'm good friends with Linus, and he showed me a work in progress of his tune. Just the first second, I heard the first second, I said, "This is going to win."
Okay, and it did.
He did win it because he's a freaking genius, and he usually does very complex jazzy stuff, and sometimes he comes comes down to earth and makes something more poppy or dancey, and then he blows everyone away because it's trivial for him to do this, and it's just awesome. He's the shit. And second came Flakes, and I predicted exactly that order to the people at the party.
Next time we will just ask you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like right after the compo songs are played. Place your bets, people.
Yeah, exactly.
We should do that actually. It's like place your bets. Which song will win? It's like
backroom bets.
Well, I've been very wrong very often with those predictions, but this time I was spot on.
Yeah. Revision
well,
is probably more hard to predict actually. But X is also very hard to predict because there's so many great songs there that.
Yes, and you have to take into account that the sample stuff, many people don't like it at all.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, yeah.
So that's okay because each one has different taste, and many like the old school classic sound. So you have to take that into account, and of course. There are so much, as you said, great stuff. Any tune could basically win in those combos.
Yeah.
And kind of depends on the crowd or the mood of the crowd and all of that. So it's weird.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be really.
The song was also done with the loop technology I mentioned earlier. So you can hear when the voice stacks with more layers and more. In the end, especially in the end, you have like 20 layers playing in the track, and that's of course a marvelous technical feat. And putting a voice in there, real singing, is of course another achievement. Because you have so little space, because the loop buffer takes up half of the scarce space you have in RAM. So you have like maybe 20 kilobytes for samples. And to cram those lyrics in there, I wrote lyrics that would use the same vowels all the time. My life.
Nice.
My time, it's always I,
Yeah. Nice.
You have to get creative to make it sound easy, but it's actually very hard, and that's the fun in it,
Yeah, totally sounds like fun. And we have the individual channels here, the free channels of the song actually. Would you prefer to show some of those? Maybe if I don't know, seek in the middle, just so people hear that. So this is channel 1, it says. I guess I will suppose you know.
Or maybe you start with channel 3, that's the sample part.
Okay, yeah, that would be easier then. I will prepare that too. Yep, there we go.
Very nice low frequency.
Wow, wow, wow.
So this is also, playing the loops, and because in the mod plug tracker you don't have the loop engine. You have to use even more imagination to figure out how it will eventually sound if it's looped, because in the mod it just goes bow, bow, bow. So in the final version you have a chord stacking each other,
and it's very rich, I would say. It's just
and you can hear that the sample part is very much low pass filtered.
Yeah.
So the characteristical crispiness of 7 kilohertz samples cannot be heard so much.
Yeah, it did well. Yeah.
So, and if you now play one of the other channels,
like for example channel 2 here.
Yeah. Channel 2 is probably the most empty channel.
Then should I prepare the channel 1? Oh.
So there you have a melody.
Yep.
And what I often do is play a melody and complement it in the sample part, with an echo effect or another overlay to modify the sound of the lead.
Mm-hmm. And there we go with channel 1 now.
And channel 1 is very interesting because I usually use the channel 1 to bring back the treble that is lost. So you should find, if you skip somewhere in the middle, you should find...
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, some hi-hat type of things. But also mixed up with this sub bass here, so...
Yes.
Huh.
And you have to really, this is, the timing is a very tricky part if you want to make the overlays. If you want to make treble overlays with maybe for a clap sound or a hi-hat sound, where you have to complement in the sample part, it has to be exactly timed.
Wow.
And otherwise it will not sound good. If it's just like one frame off, it will not sound good.
Uh-huh.
And you have to experiment a lot and compile the song very often to get this right.
That was my question here, is how long does it take to take it from working on it on one of the, let's say you're working on the sample bits, how long does it take for you to compile all of this so you can actually hear what you're doing?
You usually would go into the UI of the tool and load both tracks and press convert and then listen to the track. But I have made a very, very elaborate script, batch script, that I can just execute, and it will spit out the SID, which will happen after like 10 seconds. And then it will also render a WAV file, which takes considerably longer, but I usually just click on render and continue working on the track. So in the background, I have a render of the whole song, so I can skip through it, which isn't possible with just a SID file, This is probably something because the script is so elaborate and just suited to my to my environment. It just cannot give someone the script. We were thinking about ideas about how to incorporate parts of that workflow into the main program to make it easier to work with. But on the other hand, Jammer said, I don't need it. He goes through the UI and does it that way.
And since all of you are in the multi-style labs, right? Jammer, Linus, you, do you leave any space for anyone else?
There's so much talent outside of multi-style labs as well as inside. So of course, yeah.
Whom you consider as your best competition at the moment outside multi-style labs?
Ooh, that's an unfair question.
I knew that.
that's an unfair question. Yeah. Because basically I don't have anyone I would consider a competitor. Really not. It's just friendly competition, if you like.
Yeah, of course, it's not like a life for life competition. But anyone you admire on the field. I know it's a hard question, so
I think I'm not going to answer it because I would definitely forget people or leave someone important out. So I'd rather not answer.
Yeah, okay, let's not do the politics here. Wow. Okay. I don't know where we.
Where are we?
Where are we? Actually, we mentioned some of the pledges here, but we didn't mention the cartridge yet, which starts at 35 euros. And if anyone is not a vinyl person, then they can have cartridge as well. If you could tell a few words about that, how the idea came. Of course, we have an idea of how, but it's also a very unique thing that you have a cartridge with such an album. So
yeah, it's of course. I don't have a way to transfer disk images to my real C64. So I'm personally very happy that there will be a cartridge I just can plug into the thing. And we figured it might be a great thing for others as well, because, you can just plug it in and it skips the loading times, and it's a nice to have, and there are actually collectors for those things.
Yeah. That is.
And I've gotten into talks with James Monkman from RGCD. Retro Gamer CD. And
okay.
he also works for Ken's with the cartridges, And he's got some experience, and we've decided on a platform that we will release this on, and he will help flash them, and THCM will code the demo around it. They will, like it's a music disc,
Wow.
Yeah.
How many people got involved in the end in this project?
Well, the main three people are, of course, SIDChip, Christian, Uwe, THCM, and me. And James got involved with cartridges, and Christian has a friend who does the mastering for vinyl, which is a science of its own, which you shouldn't do yourself if you do a vinyl, but have it done by someone who has experience in that field, because it needs to be mastered in a special way to sound good.
Wow.
That's about it, I think.
Okay. Nice. And I see that big pledges, like the pledge, €95 pledge, are all gone.
Yes, they're all gone. Those were the special collector's versions with serials 1 to 10. The first 50 vinyls will have a serial number with a signature on it to give it some collector's value, and those are all gone. The first 10 are gone, but there are, I think there are some left in the 30 to 50 section. There are some collector's editions left.
Very nice. And this is the entire vinyl bundle and cartridge and Prime supporter bundle. You still get serial number 1 of the first batch of the vinyls.
No, this is gone. This is
gone. Sorry, that was like one backer, obviously, if it's serial number 1. So, the 2, 3, 4 then will go to the pledge 95 probably. So
Can I overbid the one who has number 1? Is that a possibility?
Number 0. Number 0 can be yours.
I think not, and I think he wouldn't be very happy about that.
And you have to pay more for that.
Oh, really?
to be number 0.
I'll make you an offer you cannot refuse.
Exactly.
Wow. Is there something we haven't mentioned? Actually, I'm just wondering here. Probably a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, those things you remember tomorrow what you were about to ask.
Oh, don't tell me that. I hate that.
Yeah, we'll call you in the morning.
Yeah, no problem.
All panicked. I forgot a thing.
Let's call you back again.
Emergency broadcast. We forgot a question.
We'll just do a follow-up show then.
Jammer just joined us on Facebook. Hello.
Oh, nice to see
Jammer.
you.
He says hello from Spurs.
Hey.
Hello from Poland. Soon going to visit, haha. So, we still have some tracks to play, I think, so I would not miss that opportunity. I think HV Exceed, Exceed, sorry, Exceed.
Yeah, HV Exceed, of course, because it was for HVSC.
Right. Oh my God. This is really a joke of the Slaygon-like joke. Right.
Well, if you have to explain it, it's a bad joke,
No, But now
This
that
one,
I
by the way,
heard it-
does not use any samples. This is a plain SID tune.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's sort of unique in the evening. So maybe let's show something like this too, right?
Right.
And part of the 4 tracks that you keep as a show off for the album, right?
Yes.
On the Kickstarter. Yeah, exactly. So let's check this thing out. So yeah, wow, no samples involved, but still awesome. That doesn't really change the fact that it's awesome. So yeah, right.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, and as I see, we still have LMan requests for the rest of the evening as well, so don't be
That's
afraid.
That's nice, thank you.
Yeah, because it's not only that we will play one more track from the vinyl, but after that we still have some time to go. And
Cool.
yeah.
Well, Martin just asked an IRC about pixeling. I actually did a pixel release at Revision.
Oh,
You can find it at CSDB. Look for Cyberbird.
Cyberbird, yeah.
Cyberbird, yeah.
Or just scene.org FTP if you want to have the party.
I just can just send the link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works well as well.
Yep. CSDB link.
So yeah,
And it actually features Sunflower on it.
yeah, I posted the link on
you're
YouTube
faster
and
than me.
Facebook as well.
Okay.
but you had a pencil drawing as well in the competition. Or are we talking about the same thing?
No, those are two
Yeah,
separate
exactly.
things. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I did a pixel work based on a pencil drawing I made earlier, and a brand new pencil drawing, which I will have to give some more space to release, not in between all the Kickstarter stuff. So that's why I haven't posted it on Facebook yet. But I will definitely post those stuff there too.
And I think there might be some collectors around who maybe would be happy about your drawings as well, because you mentioned earlier, I remember when we had the interview like 2 years ago, that you do these pencil drawings, but it probably would not be worth for the people to buy all those hours that you spent with them, but
Yes.
or you just don't want to sell them. That's another stuff.
I will sell them, but not for cheap, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So there is a price for them.
Yes, there's a price.
Yeah.
You have a homepage for that? Or is it...
Yes. Oh, I'll just post the link. Markus Klein artwork.de.
So anyone wants unique artworks completely drawn by hand and pencils, then they can go there.
Yes, there's also a section for the music, and
Anything artsy-fartsy.
And would you
yes,
consider
artsy fartsy.
would you consider drawing for like order, like someone kind of asks to draw something or provides you a photo?
Yes, I do that,
Oh.
but at the same rate. So it's so far I had several people interested in that, but I do really I'm not very fast with the drawings. You know, I take really lots of hours into that, and
Yeah.
my rate is 50 euros per hour, and if I spend 20 hours on a picture, you can calculate this is 1,000 euro, and it's nothing you pay out of the coffee box, you know.
Yeah, but I completely understand that. I was doing that just for a short while and not for money. This was just a hobby, but you can spend a lot of time with that, really, depending on how realistic you want them to be. And yeah, I guess you also use like specific pencil, maybe, or...
I use Faber-Castell pencils, water-based for the underpainting and oil-based ones for the details.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Once I had a collection of pencils that you could use water when you were finishing the thing. You could use a little water over it, and it was going into watercolory impression.
Yes, that's the Albrecht Dürer ones from Faber-Castell. They are
right.
like they are watercolor based, so you can just take a moist tissue and wipe transitions into that, you know. And I used that for the lowest layer, the underpainting, to give it some substance.
Ah, okay.
I just put the Ramona picture on the stream. So
all right.
There's an example of the painting, or well, drawing rather.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
Well, so it appears that still 21 days are left from the Kickstarter.
Yes.
Will the people be able to order this thing later if the Kickstarter is over, or never again, ever?
I think we will hopefully have some left, but in what way we will distribute them, I have no idea. But there will probably be ways to get them.
Okay.
Later on. Some people just don't like to enter their details into the Kickstarter website for privacy reasons or for whatever reason. They don't want to back this, but get it later on. So there will probably be ways. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have at the moment 218 backers, so that's pretty nice. And we see Swedish kronors here. Let me do the euro counting because for Swedish kronor, not everyone is well informed about that. Hang on a minute. Ding. There we go. That's about 9,600 euros that you collected.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
I'm so grateful for this. Really, I'm over the moon for this. Really.
Well, come back. You have work to do.
Yeah, yes. You really didn't need the final deadline to collect this. So this is also amazing. Like, still people have time to decide if they want it, and it's now we already know that it will happen for a fact.
Yes.
So
yeah, and that makes a difference for some people too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They know that they don't donate for nothing. Oh my God, that's double negation. I shouldn't do that, but yeah. So they know that they donate for actually something.
And I will definitely deliver. And I think it says it will be finished next year in summer, but I guess it will be earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's also quite rare. Very nice.
But I will not overextend that for sure.
Okay.
It's very nice.
That's a promise.
So yeah.
Cross your heart, hope to die, etc.
So 8 techno and house tracks, 6 of them extended version, 2 of them the short version.
Right.
And everyone can go for their own choice. Special vinyl, normal vinyl, or cartridge. And both, yeah, combinations.
Yeah, if you want some exotic combination of the items, just get in touch. We'll sort you out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any individual requests are welcome. Nice. So, do we have anything left to mention here?
I think not.
Yeah.
I think not. Except saying thank you to you guys. For having the show, for doing the show.
And saying thank you for doing this project and participating and
yeah, thanks for popping our guest video cherry.
Yeah, indeed.
yeah. This is a great honor, and it's always fun to be on Slay Radio.
Yeah, for us it's also an honor, and thank you so much for everything.
I have one more question from Thomas Dettert. Why didn't I do the mastering?
That's a good idea. No, but because the team was already established, I think.
Oh.
But that would have been nice indeed.
The style wouldn't be that far from him, actually.
No.
Oh.
Actually, it's crazy. I've never paid him a visit. Although it's not so far, it's like 200 kilometers from here.
Yeah,
look at that! It's a great occasion now.
Perfect. Just hop in on one of those example evenings that they have, him and Schneider and company.
Yeah, should do that.
Quite good company, I would
because
say.
You need to join another group because you're in so few.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you promised
for those who don't know, I'm now group mates with Slaygon, who is still in sensor design.
Yeah.
So, Slaygon, when are you going back to active business in sensor design?
Oh, I need to get some other stuff out of the way first, and then I'm going to seriously consider it.
Cool. That will be something.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning on getting stuff done before midsummer.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, since we still have the 8-bit symphony ahead.
Yes,
so
8-bit symphony.
And you will be there too, right?
I'm afraid I'm not, but I'm very sorry for this that I cannot. But this is to everyone who can go, just go there. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This event.
Indeed it is. I shall record it all on my crappy phone.
With the crappy audio quality. Great.
Look what you missed!
Yes. Yeah, people need to realize there will be no recordings of the show because
exactly.
of legal and other implications, and so you cannot watch this later on. If you want to go there, you need to go there now.
Yeah, and even if it would be recorded, it just doesn't sound the same as being there live.
True. That is true.
So yeah.
It will be magnificent.
Indeed. And yeah, he is working hard on the final instrumentations of the things and everything that
just the mixing.
And yeah.
And mastering.
So yeah. Busy. It would be a busy month ahead, I think. It's exactly a month. Oh my god.
Yes,
it's
it
like
is.
oh, look at that. Oh wow. So this time in a month it will be already happening.
Yep.
Maybe it will be over.
This time in a month is my birthday.
No, it
Yes.
Oh, it's 16th. It already happened then in a month.
16th is my birthday.
Yeah, but the concert.
Yeah, but I said my birthday.
Yes, I understand. And my birthday is the 12th. We both got it as a birthday gift. So let's settle with that. It's between our birthdays.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
perfect.
Excellent. It's 12th, 16th. Great.
Yeah, Chris chose the date especially for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just right in the middle of those two dates. Perfect. Make it happen.
Indeed. So, I guess the thing is, what is left here is to play the 4th preview track that we have, which is called Venus Falling.
Yes.
And a few words about that as the goodbye words, maybe.
Yeah, this was part of the Multi-Style Labs music disc that we've presented at X 2016. Yeah, it was it would fit the album's topic perfectly, so I chose to put it on the vinyl.
Yeah, and I remember being everyone being amazed about that music disc too. So
yes,
yeah, as usual.
And to those listeners who are not so much into the disco, techno and club and house sound, check the music disc out because it has lots of styles. You could say it's from a multi-style lab, you know.
Oh, you could say that. And,
yeah, you could
actually
say
not live.
Yeah. It's a lot of styles and a great music disc. It's on CSDB and Bandcamp.
Mm.
So, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for backing. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us.
Hopefully, until next time, sometime.
Yeah, indeed. We will meet at some point, that's for sure. And again, thank you for your time and participation. And still 21 days. And
fingers crossed.
People. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right.
You got all the links. Go hit that Kickstarter.
Yeah, thank you for sharing those, Slaygon. And thank you, and have a good night. And after this little intermezzo, we will be still back until 11, fulfilling your requests. So, yeah.
So, stay tuned.
Yeah,
Cheerio.
indeed.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
See you.
Venus Falling by LMan. And
Oh man.
yeah, late preview from the album. So, and originally from X 2016. I remember how enthusiastic you guys were about the music disc, and I remember arriving late because we were shopping on the Saturday.
Yeah, we couldn't get LMan's copy of that disc, but I think he sent a copy of that later on to Boz, like a few days later or the week after or something like that.
Yeah, but I remember you complaining as well in the interview that you couldn't get your hands on it.
Yeah, it would have been nice. But we got it eventually, as did everyone else.
Yeah, indeed.
So that was nice.
Just took some time, and the cats got bored, so they came to the studio.
Like,
That's
isn't it
what
time
they
to stop this
do.
shit now?
Yeah,
Wow.
they are so much the creature of habits, really. It's incredible that they just do everything like on time, how they got used to it, and if anything is going wrong or just unusual, then they are so panicking. My God. Yeah, I know such people too. Some, yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Oh.
So, hi, Poco. Like
Or
she
not.
knows,
Yeah.
like she knows that
Well,
she gets publicity.
Yeah, well, she's used to me pointing cameras at her, so she knows what they are.
Look at that. And yeah, my mom probably doesn't know that we are doing a show now. But
Yeah,
we
because it's the wrong day.
Yeah, exactly. Yet it's the wrong day. We are still waiting for your votes, by the way, to vote either for Tuesday or Thursday.
So where do they vote?
They can send us like messages, I guess, on
We could
Slay Radio,
we could do a-
Shoutbox, or on.
We could do
yeah.
a poll on the Slay Radio page.
That is also a good idea.
Which brings us to the Slay Radio page. Head over to facebook.com/Facebook. I know, /Slay Radio.
Facebook.com/Facebook. Yeah, right.
.com/
Yeah, you must be a hardcore Facebook fan then.
Or also on youtube.com/Slay Radio.
Yep.
So please follow us there as well. So
Yeah, exactly. And
see where this thing goes.
we have GCS's request ahead, which is Azazel's Amiga mod Fracture. And yeah, let me. Well, it's in MP3, fortunately, so probably it won't be played wrong, at least. So let's check this out. So you say that it's correctly pronounced as Azazel.
Well, a Swede would probably pronounce it that way, at least.
Well,
Azazel.
he is Swedish and member of Black Lotus, and the music that you just heard was part of the demo, which is called Tint, and it was on the Gathering 96.
Yeah, nice.
Competitor.
Very, what's it called? The big curly-haired dude. E-Type.
Yeah, but that was quite early.
Yeah, it was 90s.
Yeah, E-Type was also 90s. I don't remember when they actually started.
Early 90s, I'd guess.
Yeah, and later on they had more faster tracks, more full and everything. But yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, it's a very nice request, JCS, and I almost forgot about this track actually. When I heard it, oh my god, I really liked it when I heard it first, and yeah, I was kind of surprised. I almost started to play it in the middle of something else because, yeah. But thanks for providing the link for that as well. Very nice. And I might be left out a little bit of what is going on the channel for several reasons, but
well, mainly one reason. You had had LMan plastered all over your screen.
Yeah, exactly. And Armandox said that he just pledged the Kickstarter. Great tunes, great insights, LMan.
Nice.
You the man. Why? So great. And I think Martin was asking something earlier. Yeah, right. Of course, he was asking about the pixeling thing, and yes, synesthesia is the one when that you mentioned earlier, when you have specific areas in your brain connected, and they say that it's not connected by everyone, but it can be a musical note or just a music triggering a feel of a color in your mind. It's a very funny thing. It's obvious to those who has it, and it's not really obvious and maybe even weird to those that doesn't have it, but it's just an automatic association, and you don't really make it up, so it just happens in your head. Weird thing, and people have several types of things like that. So between videos and pictures and sounds
via MIDI
and directions. Sometimes people feel like the days of the week are into certain directions in front of them, so it can be.
Here's a question. If you would imagine the seasons as a clock, where is winter?
North, I think.
So 12 o'clock?
I think so.
And
Why?
summer is 6 o'clock?
I think so.
Yeah, well, sometimes some people have it upside down, and some people have it sideways as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, and you have to completely get your logical mind out of this equation. So I think it might be winter for me because I know when the clock starts and when the day starts, and for me it's like winter when the year starts. So it's not really an automatic thing. It's more like you just can't stop the association in your head. It just happens when you think of something, automatically you associate to something else, and yeah,
it
exactly.
happens.
It just happens
because you have that bridge in your brain.
Exactly. And guess what? We have an LMan request.
Who could have thunk?
Who could have thunk? And this is Rastaline Dub.
Nice one.
Yeah, from 2016, from X2016, the party where we have met first in real life, by the way.
Did we know?
Yes, we did. Like you don't remember. Okay, then. Bye-bye. So yeah, here comes Rastaline Dub, and it was requested by Casrine. So thanks, Casrine, for this lovely, nice request, and we go into chill mode for a little bit, and soon as well, because the show is over soon.
Soon. Pew, 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 pew.
Rastaline Dub, and sorry, LMan, this was played by DeepSid players, WebSid emulator at the moment, so probably we should settle on something else, as you said that it's not really appropriate how it sounded. It sounded a bit noisy, but...
Well, there's also a bit of a processing going on the video streams, so it might sound different on the relays than it does on the video stream.
Yeah, but with those, I think we might risk a lot with trying these emulators, no matter how they are sometimes, how great they are sometimes or not. So we might stick to some sort of YouTube recording of authentic recording. At least.
Especially with samples in them.
Yeah, so
we got a link to a proper version of that from LMan.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, okay,
thanks.
Yeah, for future reference.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put that in a good folder somewhere, and never remember where we put it. Nah. We actually have a folder for you. So.
You're
anyway.
unbelievable.
Anyway. What do you have there?
Hang on a minute. Do you know what's up with Boz?
He
already did his show. I'm sorry, I still have to get used to the fact that it's Thursday. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that right. Of course, since it's Thursday, the Hump Show happened yesterday. So obviously, it's not confusing at all. But yeah, you can tune in for the rest of the week to Boss Radio as well if you want to hear some live shows, because there will be Illy, Keezy, Z-Duder and Bry as well. For every day you have live shows there.
Except Thursday, which is why we considered moving to Thursday in the first place.
Yeah, and this is the main reason. And no, not taking away anyone else's place, even if they would think that. No. So that's syncing with Boss Radio mostly, and Thursday seems to work better for us as well, because it's like sort of almost the end of the week, so most of the things already happened at work. That has to happen as well.
It's kind of the start of the wind down towards the end of the week.
Yeah, so that's why we are considering it for now, and I think we get like mostly positive responses for Thursday. Obviously, if most of you would say that Tuesday works better for you, then we would stay by Tuesday schedule. But if most of you says Thursday and it's actually better for us too, then obviously we will shift to Thursday. That's how it happens. So then we can also sync with Boss Radio as well. No one collides with no one, and everything works perfectly. That's it.
Excellent.
And seems like we reached 11. So
okay, so bye then.
Yeah, I knew that you will do that. I knew that you will do that.
I know. Anyway, just to reiterate, youtube.com/slayradio, and we're on Twitter as well. Also, well, surprise, Slay Radio. And Facebook, Slay Radio.
Wow.
So if you want to get some more bits and pieces, because we post some stuff there sometimes and stuff like that. So,
Stuff. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
you
indeed.
Know, stuff and doodles.
Indeed, and sorry, Ninja DNA, but no, we won't play the Picard tune.
No. There's no mount today.
But we
no
send
mounting.
the heart back to you. So, heart. We also send the heart. Yeah, as he did. And I can see more and more people confirming that Thursday thing, that is better for them. So, yeah, highly likely we will be back on next Thursday. I think there is a high chance for that.
And don't you ever listen to another radio show again, boy! Top 64 on RC.
Lovely. Yeah, so next week we will be back. And thank you everyone for keeping up with us, for listening. And as a wind-down tune, I prepared Grigor's request, which was Fröhn Carnival in Rio by, guess what? LMan.
Brilliant song.
Brilliant, yeah. Just in case we need another request. So yeah, and we have 64 listeners on the relays now, not on YouTube.
Perfect time to call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's only on the relays, because obviously now the YouTube and Facebook is not counting on that number anymore, so we have no idea overall. But yeah, thank you very much, people, for keeping up with us today, and see you next week, I guess.
Yes. At some point.
At some point.
Yes. Have a good night.
Good night.
And
Bye.
see you. Bye-bye.